All right.
We
are back.
Good morning.
We're back again. We got the big number 10 episode. Woo! We made it 10 episodes. So we did it, guys.
Yeah.
We're famous now. That's all you need to do.
I want to thank my
episodes.
mom for having me, my dad for walking out on me. What, Eric?
Yeah. I'd like to thank Tony for dragging me to California with him.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Almost 2 decades ago.
Charlie going
for
across the pond.
Us. Yeah.
I thank both your mums.
Yeah.
Thank you.
My mom said she misses you.
Yeah.
There you go. 10 episodes.
We did it, man. 10. Yeah. The big 10. So we just got to do like 1,000 more of these, and I think we'll have something.
Where is it you reckon you want to take it now that we've done 10? Because I'm just like the Make-A-Wish Andy Richter, you know, I just kind of show up. What's going to happen in the next 10 episodes, do you think?
We'll probably get a lot of deals offered to us after this episode. So
probably buy a house.
Probably several homes.
House.
I'll become a real estate mogul. Yeah. I'll become a landlord.
I already put my 2 weeks in at my work, so this has got to work.
All right. So when you want to start to send those checks, we're ready to cash them.
Yeah. So we had 4th of July this past weekend or week. What was it? A couple days ago.
The holiday we're proud of, but somebody might be bitter about it.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it for multiple reasons. One, we don't have the responsibility of this anymore. I've noticed like everyone in the States is always complaining about their country, even though statistically on paper, it's the #1 country to be living in. So just
but in what sense though? In like delusional reality where it's like, isn't this great? Working 2 jobs, barely making money, can't afford a house. Poor, like our food quality's crap.
Go try living in the slums of Uganda.
Well, obviously,
it's so good over
here. I'm
here.
talking about like an actual, like in the sense of like a first world country, right? Where there's like, I mean, you look just to our neighbors to the north. They have a pretty better deal on how things are like, I
don't know. They're complaining about things as well.
Everyone complains about things.
They have healthcare though.
They have healthcare.
Okay, no, there are some fundamentals.
They also don't. I mean, also too. Look at like dude. There was like a travel advisory for people coming to the U.S. to be like, watch out, people shoot people at random. Like it's like almost like
that's true too.
Yeah,
like a lot of gun violence. I heard something like I saw a meme. It was like America is like the world's Florida. And I was like, it's kind of
too far off.
It's probably accurate. Like
we love America, by the way. We're not going to get canceled on our 10th episode.
I just know, like out here, I've noticed everyone's always like whining and complaining about it, but they're always doing it from their high-tech cars with their Frappuccino from Starbucks. You can go, if you're hungry, you go to a grocery store and pick any food from any part of the world, That's why I like 4th of July, because we don't have to deal with that anymore. Everyone, it's like, remember that show, My Sweet 16 on MTV?
No.
And then
I remember the premise,
okay, it's just spoiled kids, right? And they'd start crying and complaining when their parents bought them the gray car, the gray Mercedes instead of the white Mercedes. And it's like, son, you've got it pretty good, So that's one reason. And then I'd say another reason I like it is because it's easy for me to get laid on the 4th of July. Everyone over here is a masochist, so it's like sleep with the red coat. It's great, and I'm here for it. I just lay back, like use me as a pogo stick, love. I'm ready to go.
Take that,
God save the Queen. Yeah, it's like they're giving a middle finger to the country, and I'm just take it away, sister.
Yeah,
fuck you, Britain.
Yeah. Did you ever go to any like fireworks shows since you've been here, or like do any of that? Like,
no,
actually go to like a
really?
4th
You've
of
never
July?
gone to a fireworks display? The entire
I
time
have back in England. For Guy Fawkes Day, the Viva Vendetta thing you think it is,
What the fuck is that?
That's
where
Vendetta. Yeah, back in the day.
It's a true story.
I think it was, I'm going to say the 1600s. I'm probably get loads of comments saying I'm wrong. But recently. Guy Fawkes was a guy who was planning to blow up Parliament. They dug tunnels underneath and they were just going to blow it up, and they got caught. And then they made like a Hollywood movie of it, Viva Vendetta.
Oh, really? So it really is like after kind of like loosely based off of that.
Yeah, so
That's fucking cool.
Later than the 1600s, to be honest.
I mean,
it was the 1960s.
It was like 10 years ago. But so that's why we do all the fireworks and everything, because that's what would have happened if you all just went up in smoke. Yeah,
you guys,
which is really that's a kind of like a dark way to do that. We're like, wouldn't it be great if you would have succeeded and this would have looked like fireworks everywhere and stuff?
Yeah, right.
I thought the fireworks initially here were to represent like the Guy Fawkes.
There we go.
Fawkes. Okay.
It's like
Guy
having
Fawkes.
like if Pearl Harbor never happened, but like this would have been like if Pearl Harbor like happened. Like,
it's like fireworks off at Pearl Harbor.
It's really fucked up actually. Celebrating Pearl Harbor with a bunch of fireworks and explosions.
Yeah.
This is what it would have looked like.
Blow up the boats in the dock. I know we burn what we call a guy as well, which I guess is Guy Fawkes. I'm guessing he was maybe burnt at the stake. I don't know the history. What does it say there? But you'll see people like they'll say penny for a guy, and there's a little dummy they built outside, and you can just give them money.
Really?
And then you burn it at the end.
Do you guys do like pretty legit fireworks?
Yeah, it'd be like July 4th kind of standard
Okay.
stuff. Yeah, it's a good time.
Yeah, they get pretty nuts out here. There used to be I'm pretty sure they still have it in Wisconsin on Lake Michigan. They do this thing called the Big Bang every year, and I remember going to it as a kid, and it's just like the grand finale is at the end. You know, I don't know if you do that in your firework.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But
it'd be
one
like
fancy firework, lots of
usually
crap
like-
ones, and one big expensive one.
Usually it's like, like a 5-10 minute thing. This would be like a half hour, just like boom, 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 like the craziest shit, and gone forever. And it was always like
they do it over the lake
cool.
too, so it's cool. You can see it like reflecting off. It's pretty.
You know
pretty
what
epic.
I love out here? You guys celebrate the holidays pretty good. Like you do go big when it is, especially
We
Halloween.
celebrate everything all the time. Big cars, big
Just an excuse
entrees.
for
Everything's just
celebrating.
oversized.
So that's a positive, right? There you go. I changed my mind.
You
guys are
bang for
very
your buck.
positive.
Yeah, super great. I love this country.
Yeah.
Halloween is the best one. Like, because we have it, but I don't even think I went trick-or-treating. I went trick-or-treating for the first time when I was 28 because the ex forced me along. And because I'm short, I just dressed up in a panda costume, and spoke with a slightly high-pitched voice like this, which is creepy.
So
But it's like,
Halloween, you guys don't do any like Halloween stuff over there?
we do it, but it's just out here, you plan for a month in advance. You maybe even do a run-up to the day, with different costumes, preparing for. Over there, it's like, maybe there'll be one party that everyone goes to, and that's it. Every so often, someone will knock at the door for candy, but
yeah, it's definitely a thing here.
Yeah, everything's like commercialized though. I mean, like obviously you have your Valentine's days, and then you have like Sweetest Days, like a September holiday, which is basically another Valentine's Day because they're like, it's been like 6 months since we celebrated our spouse. We should do another one. But which is also why Halloween's like a whole month. My mom loves Halloween, and like our house, she's got like one of everything in the house in a Halloween theme, from like hand towels to the bathroom to place settings at the table. For the entire month, everything's just Halloween in the house. Everything. And then like it rolls into Christmas stuff, and she's got one of everything. So, and then she's got Easter shit. Like she's got, I think her regular household stuff is in use for maybe like 6 months out of the year. The rest of it's like theme shit through holidays and stuff.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
They do like a thing out here too. I don't know if they do that in the UK where they'll put like, if you're like a lazy like house owner or like apartment owner or like whatever, you live in, anywhere in your house, you'll leave like a bowl of candy out for the kids instead of having to like go to the door and just give candy to people.
Yeah.
You just leave a bowl and say like take one. And then as a kid, I always remember like knowing where those ones were, and then you go and just fucking like, dump as much as you can.
That's fat, Eric.
Yeah,
that's the way of that person. Be like, I contributed, I did my part, but I ain't getting up from the sofa from whatever it is you're watching.
What kind of candy would you get there?
Oh,
Toblerones,
like weird fucking British candy.
Do you have Toblerones out here?
Yeah. We got
fucking
those.
love a Toblerone.
But that's not like a fucking classic Halloween
how would you
candy.
know? Well, obviously not for us, but
No,
like
I'm
to be
saying,
honest,
that's
like,
what I'm saying.
I never
for
went
us.
trick or treating, so I don't really know. I think it would be like your usual Cadbury's. We have Cadbury's instead of Hershey's. It's like a thicker version of the. It's so much better. That's the one thing we do better. Your Hershey's is that thin shit. It's like a piece of card. We have that thick. Oh, we're getting
Aero bars.
Smarties. Oh, yeah. You know what? One day for one of these podcasts, I'll get my mum to send over a goodie bag because she used to do that with all the British treats in.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
She'll bring everything, and you can judge each one.
Yeah, we should do that for Halloween. Bring over, because my parents always send me for like holidays. They'll send me a box of like chocolates or candies or whatever
German
it is.
chocolates and stuff.
Yeah, they'll send us like I forget what the name of the chocolate.
Dude, when
bar
Eric and I
is.
first started
Milka.
smoking weed,
Milka bars,
Okay.
like really really good. Like those they'll send like just way too much. And we could do like a little tasting and be like, all right, you try this, we'll try your stuff, kind of do all that.
That'd be cool. I could get it over probably within a couple of weeks, so we can still do a Halloween thing. But if you want, I'll bring over the British goodies.
Yeah,
She'll
why
send
not?
them over. 2 episodes
taste
from
test?
now.
Yeah.
Taste
Done.
test.
Yeah,
Done.
man.
You're not gonna like any of them though. It's just, well, you might like one, but it's all English food,
Like it's
even candy.
chocolate dipped fish heads. You're like, what?
Yeah, it's all survival food, and even comes down to the candy. It's like some
hilarious.
sugar and some beetle blood. That'll do.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've kind of been off candy for a while at this point.
I'm a big like gummies. Like I like anything that's a gummy.
Mm.
Like all that shit. Oh man, I can just eat that shit like candy.
Yeah, make me hungry now.
Yeah. So the other night, Charlie and I, we have a coworker friend that he just bought his dream car, and it's really cool. It's a Jaguar, and it's a green Jaguar. It has like this it's a Jaguar XF 6 V6 turbocharged. I think it's like 350 horsepower. It's got like brown leather interior. It's like really cool, like a really dope car. And he's super pumped up about it. But a backstory on our friend, he's like he's like our Stifler, like at work. Like he's really like quick-witted with like innuendos and stuff all the time. And so like at work, he's always like throwing around like goofy innuendos and stuff like that. So he reaches out to Charlie and I for like a license plate name, and man, was that the wrong thing to do. For like a fucking hour and a half. It was like Charlie and I back and forth, just coming up with the most stupid, like we basically turned into 10-year-olds for like a good hour and a half. And it was just like, I had so much fun last night, just coming up with the dumbest fucking names for this kid to put on his license plate.
The scary part is though, we're worried he's actually going to choose one.
Yeah.
Because he was really getting in some of them, and they were awful. Some of the stuff we were saying.
They're just really, really bad. And then you also have to be a little creative too, because you only use 7 characters. You know, so then you have to like, you know, sound things out and like phonetically and
give some examples, Eric.
Yeah. What were these?
Let's give you a couple of the
You know
gems.
what's funny though? You can't use the number 69 because it's a today, but you
Unless
can
it's
have
the year.
cunt hits. That's what we learned. So I'm not sure where the line is drawn.
If you can only use 69 if your car is made in 69. And they have like certain stipulations where you can't do stuff. But
okay, you should also say that he wanted either Jag or GRN for green in the name somewhere.
yeah, Jag or green, or like, because it's a green Jaguar. So we're going up with stuff like that.
Jaguar. No, you wait, Mark.
Oh, you just wait, buddy. So we got gag on it.
It's just not even clever.
Boo car key.
Bukaki was good.
Bustin' me, Slimer, green pube, just genius.
It's a great one.
2 girls, 1 J. Throb me.
Throb me, classic.
Green vein, fuck tank, green dildo. Just really awesome names that you'd want to have as a license plate.
Anal Jag.
Dirty girl, anal beep.
Anal beep.
Swallow me. What is this? Just balls.
Here's the thing, though.
Balls deep.
I'm
boner
worried he's
car,
going to choose one of
stink
them.
eye, brown eye, fucking cum dumpster, J wanker, full load, heavy load. Just reverted to basically just being 10 years old. It was fucking absolutely ridiculous. But he's the type of person where I don't know if he's actually gonna, like, he had the DMV site up the whole time, so he was like putting them in because it'll tell you if it's like taken or not. And then some of them he was throwing up on there were like, no, don't buy that, man. You don't want to drive around with that crazy shit on your car.
Beaver retriever.
Yeah. Like just all sorts of.
You see that
shit.
a lot though. Not him. He's not going to do it. But like some people, they buy the most expensive, nice cars, and they just ruin them by putting the most ridiculous rims, or they'll completely black out their windows, or they'll change like a lot of the finishes.
Put like a huge spoiler.
Yeah, they go down the AutoZone accessory aisle and just get all the gaudy stuff. That's just like, dude, your car did not need this. You just like
put Yosemite Sam mud flaps on his Jaguar and shit.
Buy like a nice classic car, then just put the most cheap tacky stuff on.
Yeah.
So what are you doing?
I had a friend I went to high school with it. Like his dad, he got a car and his dad like took it to this like shop, and they put this graphic on the side. It was like this purple. It looked like the old Taco Bell colors. It was like purple and teal, like lightning bolt down the side. And we just busted his balls the entire time until he eventually had his dad take it off for like maybe about 2 months. Yeah.
What's your dream car, Tony?
1967 Oldsmobile Cutlass that I have that's dead in the driveway right now. Getting it living. But I was actually online on eBay last night because I was trying to find something like, I don't know, I was just, up after the kid went to sleep. And I sent you that like that International Harvester like 4-door. It's like almost looks like a Suburban with an LS engine in it and stuff. But really just something American that's reliable.
How much was that?
$32,000. So I was like, man, if I sold my car, what could I flip it into to get that? Because that'd be a dope family truckster.
You know what's so fucking crazy? Like all these kids we work with are just fucking buying cars crazy left and right. Like new kid that started working with us, 18 years old, just bought a new like Dodge Challenger. Like
we get strapped up with a $30,000 debt.
$30,000, just bam,
bro. His APR is 25%.
And then a girl that we work with, she bought a car that's a Lexus, and it was $60,000. And then she was like, "Yeah, I wanted to buy the V8 version of it, but they didn't have it in my color." And so I just got this one instead. I'm like, how much was that one? And she's the host. And then she's like, oh, it was $100,000. I'm like, $100,000. You were going to spend $100,000 on a car. She's like, yeah, right now my payment's like, it's like $1,300 a month. And I'm like, that's insane. Like you're paying a mortgage for a car.
$1,300 a month?
Yeah.
Oh,
Jesus.
That's with insurance and everything. And I'm
You live
like,
at home.
that's
but that's
insane.
the thing is you're basically
though.
like, living at home. And two, they're like in their 20s.
They are. They're living, but still, it's like that.
You gotta have fun. I get the Challenger one, even though it is, very expensive. But he's like 20 years old. And
what was your first car?
Mine was a very reliable one because I didn't have much money. A Vauxhall Corsa.
I don't know what that is.
No, I think it's a British thing. It's like a tiny little.
Maybe Mark can look it up. What's it called?
A Vauxhall Corsa. Oh yeah, Mark, bring it up. Probably from I'd say 2004. Probably a 2004.
So how old are you in
Corsa.
this? Because my
17.
first car was
There's the one. I had a black
2 years
one.
newer than I was old.
Okay.
All right, if that makes any sense.
Kind of looks similar to like a VW Jetta.
Yeah, it's
Kind of.
A
like
Jetta's
Golf,
nicer than that,
or a
though.
Golf.
Yeah, like a cheaper version of a Golf.
Yeah.
Like a normal person
not a bad
first car.
car.
Yeah. I just wanted to get
Especially
around.
for the
I didn't
UK,
care
you guys
what I was
don't have
driving.
like big cars and stuff.
It looks
yeah.
like Charlie. I could see myself in that again, actually. Maybe I'll get one.
Yeah,
Shipped over here.
I didn't care
Cool
what I
car.
drove. It was just about getting to like, you were the guy with the car, which already made you cool.
Right.
You could go wherever you want. It's the freedom.
Yeah, man.
Any party, they're like, oh, there's a party a half hour away. I can make that. No problem. Everyone
Get
jump
in the
in.
Vauxhall.
That's it. And then everyone gives you money for gas and it's like $2. And somehow you made that work as well. This one gas was a little cheaper, of course.
Yeah.
I love those
The
days.
funny thing is that car came out like 8 years after I got my license or something. Because
Oh, really?
yeah, my first car was a 1984 Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme,
Oh, you love
which
them.
started the trend of me having these cars and like 3 generations of them. But dude, I saved up for that car. I had it before I turned 16.
Mhm.
Like I love that car. It's rear wheel drive, which is like the most fun to drive in like a snowy climate because you're just Dukes of Hazzarding around every corner. Like it's got zero traction. I don't understand how cars are made in Detroit, but like knowing the climate, it's like, okay, these things are gonna rust out because you're making it with like, just stainless steel, or not stainless steel. You make it with just regular steel. Stainless steel is what the DeLorean's made out of, right?
Yeah.
Thanks. Ooh, that one right there, the second one running right next to it. That's the color.
Yeah, that's your car.
That's my bad boy right there. So I had a Landau quarter top. It's pretty cherry.
Do you reckon a time's
Rally
going to
wheels.
come, though, just because the cars now, they can do absolutely anything and they're so high tech that now if you drive one of those, it's cool. You're different. I think
was
it's
cool
cool.
back
But
then.
do you
I
reckon
liked
in
that
10
car.
years it is? Because cars are so high tech and can do anything now that they're probably just going to look at these and be like, or the next generation. You're
like-
stupid. It's a waste of
like-
time.
like-
It's going
like
to take
there-
you
you
forever
gotta
to get
think-
somewhere.
There's like a
Well-
whole generation of kids that are going to grow up with only electric vehicles.
Yeah.
Like the combustion
Dude, my
engine is
son-
like on its way
Check
out.
it out. So like the first time I took my kid around the block in my current Oldsmobile, I got out because he likes it. Let's go the blah, 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 rumbling of the engine and stuff. We take him around the block, no seatbelts on my lap, like a proper dad. And I pull back in the driveway. We get out and he goes, Dad, it smells like food. I'm like, yeah, baby, that's unburnt fuel. It's like just polluting the ozone and stuff. And like cars don't have smell anymore. You know what I mean? Like every car we drive,
They don't have sound.
yeah.
Like so
Just
when
like
you
a
like another
weird
crazy
vacuum
thing to think
cleaner.
about is like movies when they have like the race scene or like they're getting
Yeah.
chased. It's like like all that. It's just gonna
I
be
love those.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's just gonna be like
Grease
this.
Lightning's going to suck, the new one.
Yeah, yeah.
The first one sucked. So.
I love that movie, man. It's
I-
my
I-
childhood.
Everyone
I know
thinks
it's
like-
stupid, but I,
No,
I
I mean,
love
it sucks because everyone's like, oh, you like Grease, huh? The way you look. I'm like, nah, I hate that movie. I'm more of an Outsiders guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Outsiders! Wow,
yeah.
you started off dark young.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
people dying,
Stayed dark,
kids
yeah.
dying, and fucking
Bunch
fiery
of kids,
accidents and shit. Fucking
No
horrible.
parents to be seen.
Yeah, no, yeah. The kids are all smoking
Yeah,
cigarettes.
everyone.
That's
Yeah,
why this
exactly.
fucking kid.
Yeah.
Did you like Lord of the Flies as well?
I lived that.
I was a fly.
I was the Lord
Yeah.
of the flies.
Yeah, I had to get your own car, like pay for your own car. I bought my first car.
Yeah.
The cash is what I saved up, and it was like, just but it wasn't like a great, like expensive car, obviously, but it was like my
Didn't
car,
matter.
and I
Did not
took care
matter.
of it, and like, it was like, it was
that
cool,
car-
and like,
Had like 6-way power seats. Like it was for what it was a really dope car with like bro materials, like a driving on a rolling couch.
what's
and
like,
stuff.
what is
And
that?
then-
Like a cruiser or like what is that? Like a looks like a grandpa car kind of, but
It
like
is. It's
like
it's the tier down from like Cadillac. So like Oldsmobile was the test like guinea pig for anything that they wanted to bring into the Cadillac line. They tested on Oldsmobile first. So all the like the plush interiors and stuff. But the coolest thing about those cars is they hid the antenna in like the actual windshield. So that was kind of like some slick James Bond shit. Plus, to fill up the gas tank, you had to pull down the license plate. So I always thought that was kind of dope. Even the one I have now, it's like you pull up to any gas pump, doesn't matter what side, you're gonna pull in and pump it to the gas tank and stuff. The only thing is, in West Hollywood, I'm always bent over, like putting the vibe out. You know, I'm from the tank, like, hey, what's up, boys? just down here filling up.
We know what you're doing.
Yeah,
don't pretend.
I'm back.
That's cool. That's like it's the whole experience, isn't it? Driving one of those. It's not about just getting from point A to point B. It's you're going out for experience. It's like flying in the old days. You wear suits and they would dress up. And
I
it's a
think
whole
because
event.
of that, dude, you're like more aware of what you're doing on the road.
Because it's definitely safer, even though they're dangerous cars. It's actually safer.
Because you're more. Again, it's the same thing as like riding a motorcycle. like you're supposed to do like a X amount of point check before you get on a bike, right? Mm-hmm. And with an old school car, like you need to be aware of the sounds and the smells of things because you can smell if it's burning oil. There's something's a little off. Whereas like my car now, I just get in that thing and I just beat the piss out of it and drive it as fast as I can in every direction because it's only going to need like the oil change every once in a while and the brakes replaced. Other than that, it's pretty dialed in. And ironically enough, it's faster than my muscle car. But like you're kind of detached from it where like you see people on their phones all the time. Like you can't be on a phone and driving like a classic car, driving a stick shift, like you're definitely gonna kill yourself. And if like you do get an accident, there's like zero safety protocol in there. There's no seatbelts, no airbags, no nothing. Most people get like impaled on the steering column.
There is like something to be said too of like having like, you start off with like, your first car. It's just kind of like just your entry level car. And then, like Tony is fortunate enough to like get like his dream car,
Mm-hmm.
And I remember before I got my truck, he was like, man, like once you get, cause I was nervous about pulling the trigger and I bought my truck. It was 22 grand. And that to me was like, oh my God, that's like 10 times the amount I paid for my first car. Like this is insane. Like so much money. And that was only like almost 10 years ago, So I'm like, I don't know. And he's like, dude, there's something to be said about like having your dream car. And like every time you go into it, you're just like, fuck yeah. Like it's so cool. Yeah. Like this is so awesome. And it's like, it really is like, you're just, even to this day, like whenever I drive my truck, I'm like, oh, this is what I wanted. This is like the coolest thing. I wouldn't trade it in for anything.
I haven't given up on life yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you park and you walk back and you look back like, damn, it's a dope ass car.
Yeah. Like you're always
enough.
like,
that is enough.
Yeah. It's, where
even when valet pulls it around, which by the way, I can't have kids valet my car anymore because like
I don't do that
too
shit.
old to the point where I went to a wedding a couple years ago and I had to valet it. And like we were in the wedding and like it's kind of waiting for the actual ceremony to happen. And a kid that valeted it could have been more than 18 years old. And he's like wearing like the white shirt, black tie. And he comes in like maybe like 10 minutes after I valeted it. This is a hot summer day in the valley. And there's no AC in that thing. And he's just sweating through his shoes like, Mister. Like, something's wrong with your door. I'm like, what? I'm like, oh, fuck, man. I'm like, God damn it. And he's like, I can't like open your door. I'm like, he crawled out the window. And I'm like, what's wrong with the door? And he's like, I don't know how to open it. I'm like, don't know how to open this. Just pull the fucking lever. And it's old school chrome metal levers and shit. And he didn't know how to pull on it and stuff. And the car's in pretty good like repair. So like it actually has a good pop to it, like that old school steel sound. And I was like, give me my fucking keys, man. Let me park this shit. Like I don't trust people like that because that's again, insane. Too, man, that's why I'm so like protective of my car because people drive like assholes out here. And that's like my first baby. And I'd always like, my road rage would be just like boiling over because like just an idiot in a Prius just like on their phone, just weaving on like lanes and like almost hitting me. And I'm like, if you fuck this up, it took me years to find this car. I'll not find another one like it. But you can go get another shitty Prius at any dealership lot. You know what I mean? Like,
I had that happen with my truck one time. I valeted at the W Hotel and I'm waiting there for my truck to come back to me, and I hear my truck because it's a loud like muscle truck, so it's all like whatever, and I just hear him going, and it's a 6-speed manual, and I just hear him grinding the fucking gear, and I'm like having a fucking pan. I'm like, where is this kid? Where is it? And I fucking ran to the truck, and I'm like, get out, get the fuck out, like just give me my keys. I'll fucking do this. Like never did that again. I'm like, dude, like you're just like most people don't know how to drive stick either, so it's like. Even a valet, it's probably like rare for them to like, they probably have some old guy that works at valet. Like, oh yeah, give it to Frank. He knows how to fucking valet stick.
Back in my day, cars had 3 pedals.
Yeah. Like, so it's just like a weird fucking thing. There is, for EVs, the new Nissan GTR, they're coming out with a prototype that has a manual simulator in it. So like, you know, when you play like an arcade game and it has like, you know, a manual stick shift, obviously there's no clutch or anything, but it has all the pedals. Yeah. So they did that, but they put it in a new Nissan GTR. So realistic to the fact where if you don't give it enough gas or electricity, it'll stall out on you. So yeah, I'm like that's
Wait,
one
but
of
it doesn't have a clutch.
It has a fake clutch. So you like use it just like in an arcade game, like you have a fake clutch, fake thing, but then you can also make it just automatic or use paddle shift or whatever you want. But it's there because that's a huge part of like driving enthusiasts and like driving fun is having going through the gears and like, you know, it's part of the experience. And that's going to be totally lost with EVs, and it already kind of is. And so it's kind of cool to see a company kind of take that risk and cater to the real car enthusiasts and bring that in. Same thing with Dodge, what they're doing with their new prototype of the Dodge Challenger EV is they're putting on an audio for the exhaust. So there's literally like, you know, where your like blinker is or like your windshield wiper fluid thing is. It's the same kind of knob, but you can change it to a 4-cylinder sound, 6-cylinder, 8-cylinder V10, and it's the same decibel level as the actual like car that would come with a combustion engine. So it's like really fucking cool that they're trying to incorporate these kind of old things so we can kind of still have that, you know, that legacy kind of continue, or at least kind of a tip to the hat of like the older combustion engine cars, which is the whole point of like, I don't know, like I don't want that to go away.
Yeah, Dodge has always been kind of on the cutting edge of that kind of stuff with like their like, you know, wacky colors like plum crazy purple and all that, you know, stuff that they were in the 70s doing that kind of stuff, even late 60s. But
yeah, and they're one of the only companies too to like really like keep that tradition with their new line of vehicles and like be the Mopar muscle and like making engines that are like just ridiculous. Like they're like base model, I think like Challenger still is like 350 horsepower and then they go up to like 707 horsepower. You know, they have a crate engine that they came out with that I think is 1100 horsepower. It's called the Elephant. And it's fucking crazy, but they're just like whatever, and they like brag about it in their like ads, like this is all going away, so we're just gonna fucking blow it out like as much, so we can at least end like the combustion engine.
This one
like,
comes with 2 engines,
2
elephants.
Yeah, like just like go nuts on it, which is cool to see a car manufacturer just be like, we're just gonna like lean into this and just go until like, you know, it's fucking gone, you know, like. So I hope they carry that over into their EVs too. Like, yeah, this EV has, you know, 2,000 horsepower, some crazy shit, which I'm sure will be the thing in the next 20 years. It'll just, you can, how much horsepower do you want? You want this much, this much? They kind of do that already where you can kind of, you know, change the power level of your vehicle and stuff like that. But,
yeah, I only drive on sports mode in my like EV. Like there's no reason to not. Like it's the econ mode it's fine, but it's just like, all right, dude, I'm already getting like 40 miles, 42 miles a gallon. I'll take 39 and have some fun.
Yeah, right? That's crazy, like, getting 40 miles to the gallon.
Yeah, dude, because like my Oldsmobile gets 8 miles to the gallon.
Yeah, that's what my truck gets. It cost me like $135 or $140 to fill my tank up.
I reckon it's going to be actually we're just doing the self-drive thing on the roads, and if you want to do that kind of stuff, you go to the track and it's like a sport. It's an event now. I reckon on our streets it's just going to be everyone just pushes the button where they want to go, and that's tripping. It.
In this country, you think people are going to let their drivers' rights go away? You're out of here.
In the South, no.
I think it'll gradually go away. I think when full self-driving is like fully automated and it has like people will die. Like first off, there's going to be a shit ton of people that will die from full self-driving, but there's also already a fuck ton of people that die from driving their own cars. And the argument is that even with full self-driving, it's like a million times safer than having regular dumb people just drive their cars, which it makes sense. Like an AI, a computer, it'll get so advanced and to the point where it'll just be so cautious and be able to get you from A to B where it's not going to be even something you worry about, just like anything else.
I don't know, man, because you have things like, you know, your navigation, like even like Waze and stuff like that, which I feel like is a little more update than like up to date as far as like road closures and stuff goes. Like you got to be ahead of that thing because you're cruising at like, you know, even 45, 35 miles an hour on a surface road, and that's now closed. I was coming up La Cienega the other day and it was like shut down. I was like, oh, and I had to reroute. But I just don't see your actual like.
Well, like I said,
self-drive.
people will die. There'll be people that will die, and
Lord willing,
and we'll like all these things are like in beta tests right now. But even the beta tests of these things are super fucking advanced. Like you can like there's videos on YouTube. You can watch somebody in a Tesla be like, "I'm going to go to the store," and they literally sit in their car. They don't have their feet or their hands on anything. They put it in the GPS and it just drives them there and does it completely safe to the point where like if two cars are merging into the same lane, before you can even grab the steering wheel, it's already like staying in the lane or moving over.
I got you.
Yeah, like, and that's just in the beta test right now. So I envision like in 20 years, all those things will be so advanced and streamlined that you'll just be like people will.
Well, I also think that this generation doesn't like to drive as much as our generation either. There's just like that time could be utilized for something else. That's why there's a lot of people that don't have cars and they just Uber places because they can use that time to finish putting on their makeup or send emails.
Especially in like in a big city, that's where I think it's going to be implemented first because people are going to be like I don't want to fucking sit in traffic or do whatever. I'll just like get in my car and fucking take a nap and like, let me wake me up when I get there or like do something else, do something more productive.
Browse
like,
through your phone.
Yeah. Browse through your phone. Just fucking talk to somebody or like whatever you want to do. But I think Uber, Lyft, all that shit. Sorry, you're gone. That shit's gone. Like it's going to be so like, there's going to be no need for it. It's going to be Uberless Ubers. Yeah, if anything, right. Same thing with Lyft. Uber. They already have those cars in Arizona. They have I think it's like a Google car or something like that where they have a like I don't know like a few dozen of them that they operate in like I think it's Arizona or Vegas or something like that. But it's completely automated. There's no like driver. It's just like you get in a fucking taxi that has no person in it and just takes you to where you go. And so like it's already starting and it's just like waiting for that like to take over completely.
There's going to be definitely going to be more porn videos taken from inside the cars. That's going to be a thing. That's going to be a section on Pornhub. Yeah. The automatic driving fuck.
Autonomous car fuck. Yeah.
Just wait, man. It's going to be crazy.
Automated bang bus.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Automated bang bus.
Automated bang bus. We don't even know where we're
Get on that now.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I think the future is going to be fucking crazy. Like, I'm just trying to like stay around. And I like to see that. I like to see innovation. I like to see things change. And even being out here in the short time that I have, 16 years, you see that transition from combustion engine vehicles to EVs. And being on the West Coast, you see a lot of these things happen a lot faster. Like usually on the East Coast and West Coast is where kind of like innovation and things kind of get tested out because it's just larger groups of people. And like, I don't know, it just like always seems like they're ahead of the curve on a lot of things. And even now, like seeing like more EVs on the road, like way more than I did 5 years ago, and then other kind of vehicles in the market. So I think it's like a really interesting thing to see where society will be in, 10, 20 years. And then nonetheless, like, cars and other aspects of our life, like AI, that shit's just taken off now. And that's like going to be a whole other fucking thing, like where does that end? What is it? When does the computer realize he's like, oh, like I can just fucking get rid of these fucking organisms that are fucking like, fucking with me. And like, once they get smart enough, they'll
sabotage our podcasts and just make it look like we're saying some fucked up shit. It's not even a real thing.
Yeah. Or just like AI everybody and like, that'll just take over and be like, oh, now we have enough information on these idiots. We'll just fucking like generate them and take on their personalities and,
Do you reckon that'll happen? Tony probably does. Mr. Doomsday.
No, I don't think. I think they're gonna go. It would go beyond that. I don't think like I'm gonna make a fake version. It's just like I think it's like just everyone's enslaved or murdered. I think
that's more extreme. What do you mean it's absolutely?
I think you're like just being cute about it. Like if really like AI became self-aware,
sentient, right? Or
whatever that means. I don't know. I'm not that
like
smart.
where it's like sentient. That's it. Where it's like it's aware.
I think we talked about this last time I was here. I'm just waiting for that moment once everything kind of crumbles. And then I'm on the front lines because I have a certain set of skills, right? Like the John Wick thing.
Oh yeah, we did.
And people are like, that's right. Yeah. It's like that origin story. Because that's the thing, dude. The Matrix, man. It's literally going to be singularity. There's going to be a point where,
here we go. Go on.
Because okay,
here we go.
like
Go on.
Skynet, right? Did you see some of the robots they're making that are doing like somersaults and jumping around and shit, doing like parkour? I'm like, dude, if that thing gets mad at you, like, what are you gonna do to defend yourself? You know, baseball is gonna fucking break that shit. Like, you're fucked. And people, when all their guns and shit, like, clearly we're not very good at shooting people in the right spot. So you're gonna try to shoot this fucking robot that's bobbing and weaving, like it's gonna calculate the bullets and all that. Like, dude,
How would you kill one?
with my bare hands, I'm very strong. Water. It's gonna be like
If you
yeah, this shit.
if you could buy like
Jesus, it's actually flipping. You're right.
in 100 years, like that'll probably just look like a
100
normal
years,
human.
You're out of your mind. This is like the next 10, 20 years. When
No,
these things
I'm saying to the point of like, what's that movie where
iRobot?
Jude Law is like a robot? He's like a fuck bot or something.
Elf.
What?
Elfie or whatever. Elfie.
Elf, that's Elf.
Elfie, right?
Oh, Alfie.
AI, is
AI.
the name? Yeah.
Yeah,
Ironically
I thought
enough,
you said
called
elf.
AI. Yeah.
But he's like they look just like humans.
That's right.
You
I have
know,
seen that
and like
movie.
I think in 100 years, I think that's where we'll be with that, where it's like you could just have friends that are like,
See
I'm
this
a
shit,
robot
dude?
and shit.
Doing backflips.
Be damn easy to get a girlfriend. I'll tell you that. I won't have to buy him expensive lingerie to get him in the mood.
So would you?
What's that,
Okay,
Cherry
here's
2000? Remember
here's
that
a
movie?
question for you. So if you had the option to like build out like whatever kind of person you could
Call
have
this episode Charlie Fucks Robots.
I know where this is going.
This is Charlie fucks robots.
Before we start this conversation, ladies
How do I
watching,
tighten
I'd
her
like
up?
you to know I'm a very respectful man. I will lay rose petals on the bed
He loves
first.
fucking robots
I've
on
never
the 4th of
cheated on
July.
anyone,
Yeah.
which for some reason we celebrate now, even though it's basic decency. But go on, Eric. Where are we going with
So
this?
the movie like Weird Science, right?
Nope. What's that?
That's not a robot.
Yeah, it is. They generate her on a
No,
computer, and she's
I
like,
think she's like an actual person. She's just a
yeah, but she was
Cherry
like
2000. That 80s, that's
she
a robot.
She was like created by a computer, though. She was like some kind of made up thing from a computer. So anyway, what if in 100 years you had that option to just like make a person? Say you want a friend, you want a girlfriend or wife or whatever, and you had the option if you're like, I just I'm not meeting any right people or whatever. You just like, just fucking make some friends, make a girlfriend, make this. Like, would you do that? And if they
Wait, what do you want to know though? You want to know if the friend one, the girlfriend, or the wife?
well, all three, I guess. Like if you
I
had that
wouldn't care
option,
about the friend one so much. I think I'd. I mean,
Well,
it
if you
depends
really
how
believe
desperate
in
I am.
love,
I'll
they're
be
all
honest.
the same person, man. Right?
Yeah, I'd do it.
Yeah.
Fuck it, man.
why
Wait,
not?
what's the cost of it? Is it expensive?
I don't know. In 100 years, it's probably be like $5,000.
First off,
Yeah,
none of us will be alive in 100 years. So this is a
There we
very
go.
odd hypothetical. But the thing is like, I don't know, man. I kind of like, the pain and misery of.
Would you have a
like
robot girlfriend?
Fuck no, dude. No.
You can design her however you like.
I don't like Siri chiming in my conversations when she gets her little nosy ass in there and stuff.
No?
Like,
What
I
about
don't
you,
want that.
Eric?
Fuck yeah, I would.
Yeah, damn right, son.
Why not?
I would
Right,
high
son.
five you if I was closer.
Oh my God, that'd be like the best
What
thing
would
ever.
she look like? First of all, let's be nice. What would her personality be?
She'd just be just a nice person. And she
Simple as that.
Just a nice
How do you want to
person.
program it? Just make her nice.
She's a little bit dumber than I am.
You
so-
could
hard to
probably
find.
be like, I want her to, have.
She's adventure dumber.
Yeah, adventure
She's
dumber.
big dumber than me.
She looks like fucking Sloth from the Goonies and shit. Like,
Loves licking windows.
yeah, no, like if you could like be like, oh, like be funny as Bill Burr, have the, whatever that, like you could literally like code anything you want. So you could just be like laughing your ass off. Fucking, she cooks like Emeril Lagasse. Fucking like, anything you want. Like you could have all these traits that you want.
Yeah.
That'd be the
I think
fucking
that's
coolest
like
shit ever.
Yeah, but that's
Who
almost
would give
like,
a shit if it's real or not?
Yeah.
It would be real to you.
So we've all decided she's the coolest chick ever in every way. Now, ladies do this. I've seen them on Ellen where they'll bring out a guy and just judge him for his body. How physically? What are we thinking for your perfect
You could
robot?
have
huge
whatever-
rack, 3 tits.
Big tits.
How many tits can you fit on this thing?
Three tits. More the merrier. Bring them on.
Two asses, one in the front, one in the back.
The more butt cheeks, the better.
Just
6 butt cheeks.
Some, like, freak of a
12 holes.
mutant fuck
She literally has
machine
an
thing,
octopussy.
like- Just a big ass face with a fucking vaginas everywhere.
It's like one of those garden hoses and you change the nozzle for tightness.
Yeah. It's just like the most fucking over accentuated features and just like crazy as shit.
Instead of a face, she has just one giant mouth. Yeah.
That's fucking hilarious.
That's beautiful. She sounds lovely.
Yeah. I mean, I'm
Tough
sure.
to buy clothes for her, but hell.
Yeah. Just throw a tarp over her and take her out.
Put a blue tarp.
Just reveal her.
What's in the corner? Don't even look over there.
It's parking the car.
Puts a whole new meaning to turning her off.
It's leaking jizz everywhere it goes. It's like a fucking trail of just
hose you down real quick.
But a great personality.
We're going in public.
Great personality.
We hose you off. Fucking.
She doesn't have a mouth though.
Yeah. Just fucking
Gotta
one
put all our
eye.
lady parts in the dishwasher.
Oh, maybe I should keep you away from the robot girlfriend.
It's just like all of her features just blown out. Like its mouth's all fucking skewed. It's fucking just like
It seems to wear and tear. How long you had this for? About 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Everything's just fucking blown the fuck out.
To the bar, just down it.
Good thing I got it from Costco. I take it back.
Like,
So, yeah, lifetime warranty.
You got a big smile on your face.
Eric, you don't look it. You look like you're losing weight.
Yeah, it's fucking. I blew through this one in a month. You get the ball bearings fixed on her. Fucking let loose. There's like no more like car mechanic shops. Just like these fucking fucked all mechanic shops. Yeah, you need a fucking vagina rotation and a mouth.
Well, she got a hole in their knee.
Yeah. Yeah. Jesus Christ. That's what the future's like.
Yeah,
Oh well.
basically.
That'll be interesting. There would be someone who'll get married to it and like bring religion into it, and like, you know, all that. It'd be even weirder.
Robots getting into religion?
Well,
Yeah.
you know, that's the thing is, again, like, you're going to have the fucking nutcases that are like, well, now do you want to marry your robot? And it's like, yeah, fucking, why not? Do all that shit. Marry whoever you want.
Yeah, marry robot. Yeah. Yeah. There's gonna be like anti-robot marriage like things and like this isn't right.
How dare you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, don't people do crazy shit like that now? They marry like a fucking tree
They
or
do.
like fucking like inanimate objects, or like they marry their dogs, or you know, like things like
Hey,
that.
those marriages probably last though. Oh.
You know, as long as you're happy, right? Why
Yeah.
not?
Let's get off that topic of marriage, huh?
Yeah.
We got 15 minutes left. Is there
What we're talking about, what the fuck was it? Oh, fuck, I remember.
I'm
Dead.
just waiting for you, lads.
Dead air.
no dead air? There's never dead air. But I don't think we even really talked about 4th of July though, because you were banging some chick that wanted to get back at her, you know, at your country. What'd you end up doing?
I stayed at home with Snickers. I have an 18-year-old miniature dachshund, blind, doesn't hear good, but I don't know how much of that he can't hear or see. So I don't want him to be by himself and like hear like, you know, bombs going off and stuff. And there's a lot of that going on in our neighborhood. It's like, basically it sounds like a fucking civil war for like 3 hours. Like, and so I just was like, just chill at home. Ended up drinking some Coronas on an empty stomach, and then ended up getting a little too toasty, and then I was like cooking with one eye open, just trying to.
That's hilarious that you had to do a one eye in your own house. I've done that
just
driving.
like, and it was only off of like 3 or 4 Coronas, kind of like when we drank here that one time, and it was like on an empty stomach, and I'm like, oh man, like it doesn't take much anymore, and so just did that. Watched.
That's kind of where the ladies fall in
TV.
love with you now, though. Just stay at home with the dog he loves, cooking. Was it something nice?
Yeah, made a carne asada, made a burrito.
There you go.
It was awesome. Made a quesadilla. Just did that.
All the
Made some
Mexican food and
made some
beer on
cookies.
America's birthday.
Yeah. That's the most American thing.
It is
Have a
really.
burrito.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, it was pretty chill though.
That's
what
the
about-
best thing about LA. All the food is amazing. I think. Just
Yeah,
every
just-
restaurant you
have,
go.
like every option of food out here. And then there's even some crazier stuff where it's just like
What's it like where you're from?
Japanese Italian fusion and stuff. Where we're from,
German and Polish is
German. Yeah. There's like you do have like your like little rash of like Chinese restaurants and Mexican restaurants and stuff, but it's kind of generic stuff. Not as like authentic as it is here because we're so close to like Mexico. But there's some good Italian restaurants. There's like it's like kind of the run of the mill stuff. There's not like something that what we do have is like the gluttonous stuff like deep fried. Like we have what they call panzerata, which is like deep fried calzone, which is amazing.
Jimmy's Grotto.
Like,
shout out to Jimmy's Grotto.
Like,
looking for a sponsor, Jimmy's Grotto.
Jimmy's Grotto.
Oh, yeah.
That place is the shit.
Since I had acne, and I think
it's
that's
a little
half the reason.
fucking hole in the wall dive place. It's like really small.
Always smells like cigarettes inside.
Like everything is so fucking cheap too. Like whenever I go home, I'll be like, I'll buy like everybody in my family panzeratas, and it's like $30. And it's like they're like these. It's basically like a calzone, and they deep fry it, and you can fill it like a pizza with any kind of toppings you want, but it's usually like cheese and whatever toppings you want, and they'll deep fry it, and like you get like French fries, mozzarella sticks. They just have all like the kind of bar
everything
food.
You can fry. They sell there.
They sell there, and it's super super cheap, but it's so fucking good. And then we also have custard ice cream that is like a thing that's specific to the Midwest, which is like a really really heavy creamy ice cream that they don't really have out here. They have I don't know if they have Culver's out here.
Hey, Mark's got a question. Why do you need to deep fry a folded pizza? Because it's delicious.
Because
the
anything that you
cooked
can
on the outside,
anything you can like make in Wisconsin and make it like more like hearty or fattening or worse for you because it's so fucking cold there. I think that's why everything is like horrible for you there. Like it's just like the most like filling, like comforty food because 9 months out of the year it's like minus 40 degrees and it's fucking miserable. So you're just like, well, at least I can enjoy this fucking really good, hearty, like hot thing, Well,
Culver's has not only like the frozen custard, which is like I believe it's the thing is it's either made with like a super heavy whipping cream instead of milk or like butter. It's just like everything's just made with like the worst ingredient. Or like replace like low fat milk with butter.
It's so they have a butter burger at Culver's. That's like what they're famous for. But like you go to
also
like
delicious.
Any like ice cream place in Wisconsin, for the most part, it's all custard ice cream, and it's just like it's like next level ice cream. It's just like just so fucking good.
People always think it's like the filling from a donut, but it's not. It's like an actual like just a creamier, smoother.
Yeah, it's not that custard like you get in a donut. It's like ice. It's ice cream, but it's like it's like a yogurt, like a frozen yogurt almost, but better.
That's how it should be.
Really, really fucking good.
Plus egg yolks. Okay, that's what it is. The yolk.
There's like a lot of like bratwurst is like a big thing back home too. Like
so, it's just a lot of. So originally, where you're from, a lot of German immigrants came over. Is that
what it is? Like Wisconsin's like the closest you can get to Germany without being in Germany.
Really?
It's like got the same latitude line. It's got the same like climate. There's just not mountains really.
Yeah,
that's why it's predominantly German.
Yeah.
Also, that's why the majority of serial killers come there because it's the same breed as the Nazis. It's like that. It's just weird that all these people from Wisconsin that are also from Germany are psychopaths.
Yeah. Got a blonde-haired, blue-eyed fucking
just trying to kill people.
Yeah.
Real comfort, the architecture like that? Over there?
No, it's not.
It's just like we're done. Like it didn't go well. Let's start fresh.
They don't have like the like the gingerbread houses and shit over there. It's more, it's just fucking.
Well, that's how it is in Germany.
Yeah.
Gingerbread houses.
Yeah, it's just like hearty food. But like I grew up on like beef tenderloin and dumplings and red cabbage, schnitzel, spätzle,
red cabbage,
like those things. My grandma was like the fucking best fucking cook. Like she would like basically like take orders, be like, all right, what does everybody want for dinner or for like the holiday, and make everybody their own like vat of whatever we wanted. And they'll be like, it was so fucking good. Like that's the one thing. Like there's recipes.
She made cookies. Did your mom make the cookies?
My grandma made all the stuff. My mom had also made cookies, but my grandmother was like the OG and did like all the stuff. And then we kind of like, took some of the recipes and started making them like closer that she got to like the older she was, but kind of passing some of those down. But like, yeah, man, just like the food was so fucking good. And she was one of those grandmas too. It's like, you'd have like 4 plates of food and she'd be like, oh, you barely touched your fucking plate of schnitzel. Like I'm literally going to throw up on the table here. And like, it was like the best thing for her to see, like everybody just like, opening up your pants at the end of the meal, just like laying there like fucking like you're gonna,
I love that. That's
sweating.
That's dying like a art form. That we're talking about cars maybe going out of business, but like the parents and the grandparents that can just cook so good. And like just make you feel at home and full. And like no, it's their own recipes. No one really cooks like that.
Yeah.
I think like I'm thinking about my generation. I know some people who are parents, and I don't think many of them can cook like that. I don't think they have their like, this is my staple and this is what I make when people come over and everyone knows this dish.
Really?
You know, it's the best gumbo in the world or whatever.
I think your mom and I think your mom and dad have stuff like that.
Yeah,
like
my mom also
my generation
was like,
oh,
she'll tell
yeah,
you, my mom was a terrible cook when we were kids until she actually learned how to cook after having us. And it was like,
that's
and
what
we'd joke about that and stuff because it was like, she'd fucking burn noodles and stuff. There's and then now she's like a gourmet cook and stuff. But like there was a few staple meals that she made that were like ones that I make now too, like a couple like chicken dishes and stuff. And like
also too though, when you're growing up, you have a bunch of brothers and sisters, as did I, or had brothers, and like you're just trying to crank out food that like, you know, all right, what are you on? Like grew up like eating macaroni and cheese with chopped hot dogs. I was like, yeah, it's a fucking good dinner. You know, like,
I used to love that stuff.
Yeah,
alphabet spaghetti.
Yeah, exactly. Like all that shit.
Because I don't know about you, Charlie, but like there's like a ADBC point in time in like our neighborhood when there was like when I was born, there was already a McDonald's and there was a Burger King. We had a Wendy's, but there was a point in time when Taco Bell came in and it was like, I guess we're having Taco Bell like 2-3 times a week because it's like the new thing and stuff. And it was like we ate so much Taco Bell as a kid.
We did Burger King. That was like our go-to.
Burger King was amazing, but that's when they had their good fries. They don't with the little spice on them, and they were different to any other fries. Now it's
I used to remember like what I would eat as a kid.
Good.
Yeah, Whopper's classic.
Say fine, buddy. Don't you downgrade it. The Big Mac is trash. That's like the
Big Mac has gone out. I'm not into those.
Arby's was big growing up. That was like the fucking
Arby's is a gut buster too, man.
The cheddar melt, the Arby's.
Yeah. That's one thing British people always talk about when they come to the States. We notice how many fast food joints you actually have. We have McDonald's and Burger King. KFC. We have KFC. That's it. You're done.
Really?
Yeah. So you come out here and there's literally like 20 different options.
Subway?
Oh, for
you don't
sure.
have Subway?
Subway's in now. But I remember when Subway started coming in, you know, I remember like it was definitely late.
I guess it's not like fast food kind of like it's still kind of, I mean it is, but it isn't that genre of like total shit like fast food.
What's he say? Pizza Express?
Yeah, Pizza Express or
we have Pizza Hut.
Shakey's was like a thing. They have that out here
Shakey's
too.
out here too, but I actually haven't been to that since I was like in 4th, 5th grade.
I still love all that stuff. I always say like if or when I'm fucking multi-millionaire, I'm still going to be like, especially on road trips, I'm driving into a McDonald's or a Burger King. I love that stuff.
Oh yeah,
that
any road trip I go on, my go-to breakfast is get the McMuffin, the sausage egg McMuffin with cheese, get 2 of those bad boys, orange juice, and a hash brown. That's like anytime I go on a road trip, I get that. Browns, man. And you can fucking let that thing sit in your car for like 5 days and it's fucking good. It's like never goes bad.
It's funny because I don't look at McDonald's as like, I feel like a burger, like a Whopper is like, it's like a burger, right? But a McDonald's burger is like the essence of a burger. You know what I mean? Which is like, it's the same thing as like a Totino's pizza roll. You know what I mean? Like that's not really pizza, but like it's got the hint of pizza. But I'm like, oh yeah, filled up on the pizza.
Yeah.
Had about 10 rolls. You know what I mean? That's not the same thing. And I feel the same way about McDonald's burgers and shit.
Yeah, I fucking think back of like my diet as a kid and I just feel like I'd eat like a box of cereal and like fucking chop up like get a thing of Cheerios, chop up like 3 bananas in it and then pour like sugar on top, you know, like just like the worst
I remember adding
shit.
like sugar to cereal too as a kid.
Yeah, sugar to cereal and be like, oh yeah, like, you know.
I'm surprised I didn't like lose all my teeth and get diabetes when I was a kid because just the amount of sugar, dude. Like
but you're running so much as a kid and playing outside. It's almost like you're burning all that stuff off.
I wasn't enough. I was a fucking fat little kid.
Maybe you have diabetes, Eric.
Not maybe do. Maybe that's why I black out sometimes. I'm like,
Mark, I don't have diabetes. It's something I took my labs.
Got diabetes knee.
Diabetes knee. Old man knee. Yeah. Diabetes.
All that fucking fast food though, man. That's like definitely. I mean, I can see why parents use that shit though, like because it's so fast and easy and like it's cheap. You're just like,
dude, I'll tell you this much,
just to be cheap.
Single dad life hack is Chili's, man. I'm like a Chili's VIP now. Like I go there like, you never been?
Don't even have any.
You've never been to the Chili.
Let me treat you, my friend. It's like the cheap.
Go on, sell it.
Because it's like this. Okay. Like I usually get a salad with some chicken breast on it, right? Because like after I gotta like not be eating burgers and fries and pizzas all the time anymore. I'm back on the market, right? But like the salad and stuff, and then what they have for the kids menu is like good stuff. It's broccoli, chicken, oranges. Now you can argue whether or not it's like free range chicken or whatever, but it's better than eating the actual McDonald's and stuff. It's like $7, so it's comparable price. Because dude, if you go to the drive-through now to get like 2 value meals,
yeah, it's expensive.
Yeah. Yeah, they have bottomless chips over there too.
You know what's a fucking shitty ass place that is so fucking overrated that I hear people talk about and I fucking see it all the time? Cracker Barrel.
Oh yeah.
Never
What
been.
a fucking trash
Is it?
shithole fucking food place. And people are like, oh, I love Cracker Barrel. Oh, they got a Cracker Barrel. I'm like, yeah, it's so trash. I ate there
There's
when
like
I was
nothing
back
good
home
on the
one
menu
time.
either.
It's just
Hey, Mark,
fucking
pull the menu
it's
up.
like the shittiest version of anything you can come up with in your head. Like, and it's supposed to be like Southern, like, you know,
Cracker Barrel.
chicken and gravy and fucking whatever, like home cooked, like spaghetti meat. But I have like the classic Americana kind of dishes. They're served on a fucking plastic shitty like cafeteria plate. Fucking just shitty fucking food. Horrible. And it's like priced like not like super cheap. Yeah. And then
So
they
I feel
have
waiting to
their
get there.
main like thing is like a fucking like a room that's before the dining hall. It's like a tourist, gift shop. It's like
at the airport when it's like, but it's all like weird, like kind of down south themed, where it's just shit. Like, oh, yeah, I can see this at like one of my aunt's houses and shit. But like,
the weird themes at airports. Yeah, that's hilarious.
Machine
I'm like-
shed like that too.
and I'm like, why does this place exist? Like who, why? And then like everybody there is
Look at
just
all that trash.
What about, I remember Golden Corral. I remember I used to go into Golden
of it
Corral.
looks like
Don't
that.
just speak ill of Golden Corral. Golden Corral and Old Country Buffet.
oh, Old Country Buffet
Yeah.
is a
Those are like-
jam.
I love that.
You know
I
what
used to
those
go to
remind
them
me
in
of?
Florida.
When you go to like a resort, like a Disneyland or something like that, and
It's
they have
exactly
the buffet
what it
there.
is.
Yeah. Because they had that like lever of just like soft serve that you can go crazy on and stuff. And that was really the end game. You know what I mean? You get some.
My grandma would always take us to Old Country Buffet and she'd bring her fucking purse and line it with a garbage bag and take rolls and shit home and stuff. But she knew like, she was like, oh, like these kids are going to eat me out of fucking house and home. So I'll just spend the $20 a kid or whatever and just eat until you guys are fucking, you know, full. But they had good food there all the time.
I love that stuff. We used to always go when we go to Florida to the Disney parks and stuff like that. It's always go all Shoney's, but Golden Corral with that buffet.
Shoney's. I haven't heard that in forever, man.
Show up with the giant onion rings at Shoney's.
Nah, what's a
That's
Shoney's?
what you guys
Shoney's.
do
We
good
used to
over
have
here is
Shoney's,
onion
dude.
rings. You guys are masters at onion rings.
Onion
I'll
rings
give
are-
you that.
Onion rings are underrated for a side. Like I don't feel like enough places. Another reason why Burger King is king, man.
Yeah.
I mean, they have onion
That's
rings
true,
there. Dude.
they do.
Yeah,
And you
the
can
onion
mix
hot
them.
breath
You can
rest
mix
of the,
them.
for 2 days afterwards.
What?
You can mix them. You can mix.
You can
rings
get,
and
you used
fries.
to be able to do like onion ring and fries at Burger King.
I
Or at
didn't
least
know that. Never. I'm not that
the
bougie.
ones I went to.
Can you give me half fries, half onion rings? You got to commit, kid. All right. Like one or the other.
Yeah, fucking.
Look at those on the screen. Those onion rings.
You know what I don't like is the
Perfect
haystack
pattern.
onion rings when they're like the real thin, shitty ones, like the stuff doesn't stick on.
Pointless.
Yeah. It's like, what are you
Pointless.
doing? Give me the breading. I need. That's all it is.
The
What
gourmet-
a random vegetable to fry though, and just you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like
blooming onion. Isn't that at Chili's? Isn't that a Chili's
that is
thing?
an Outback Steakhouse. Item.
Oh, Outback Steak. I don't
It's
think I've
also like
ever had
1,200
that.
calories of just onion somehow.
Yeah.
I like Outback Steakhouse.
Yeah.
I even like TGI Fridays. Get me in a TGI Fridays.
I
I'm
like
happy.
a good chain, like happy hour place like
Yes.
that, like Applebee's Fridays, Chili's.
Applebee's.
But there happens to be like where I live now. Shout out to Inglewood.
Where's that
There's-
one place out here that you get like as much fries as you want? Like a
Huh?
Yeah, it's like
Five Guys?
no,
that's not unlimited.
it's like in like malls and shit. I forget. It's like a is it Red Robin?
BJ's?
Maybe.
Yeah. That
Could be
sounds like
BJ's.
something
Oh, BJ's is
It's
good.
like you
They
can,
do a
get you can
Pizookie.
get never ending fries or some shit. And I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
that's kind of cool.
That's kind of cool. That's kind of neat.
It's kind of neat. I guess that's the selling
Emphasis
point.
on the kinda. Oh, Bennigan's. Yeah, man. I forgot about that place. Dude, that's what the Magic Castle reminds me of. Is like a magic themed Bennigan's. Because Bennigan's had all that weird, like, just flair everywhere on the
I
wall
don't
and
even know
stuff.
what Bennigan's is. You've intrigued me though.
Well, my friend, imagine Magic Castle, but everything instead of being magic on the walls is just some random ass, like, Irish shit. You know?
They've already gone to town.
Yeah, exactly. Just stupid old books. And
Do you guys have
mugs.
Olive Garden in the UK?
No, but I love an olive. Well, actually, you know what? I think we probably do now. That was something that was American for so long, and people trash that as well because it's like, oh, it's the faux Italian place. Like, yeah, I know. And I know what I'm going in for, and I
Yeah.
fucking like it. So
Dude.
shut the fuck
Yeah,
up,
dude.
you pretentious prick. Give me the bread.
That was
Give me the fake pasta. I don't give a shit. It tastes good, you know.
that growing up in the Midwest, that was fine dining. I swear to God.
Yeah,
whenever
for
we-
us too.
Whenever
I mean,
we
it
go,
was. It still is, dude. And it's funny because, like, you
Well,
know,
I'm
the kids
saying,
that are
like-
graduating school right now, here, we're still like, yeah, like Pablo was like, yeah, I'm gonna probably go to Olive Garden for my brother's graduation. It's like,
Yeah.
I'm glad that trade's
Yeah.
still on, man.
Yeah.
'Cause That was
Yes.
like a big thing, dude. Like,
Respect.
my mom wouldn't let us go there unless she's
you
like,
think
go
you're-
put on your
you're
church
dressed like
clothes.
that going to
Yeah.
Olive Garden?
You ain't going like that to Olive Garden.
Yeah.
You have jeans on to Olive Garden, really? And I'll be like, yeah. And then you go there and there's like people in tank tops and swim trunks and shit
Yeah.
and fucking like, you know.
Well, they got that kind of Olive Garden money where they can just go and random clothes. You're doing well. You're just wearing some Nike shorts.
I always remember
Garden?
like we'd have my aunt and uncle, and they lived in New York, and whenever you come in, we'd be like, oh, we're going out to Olive Garden. Like we have family in town and stuff, and they were always kind of like snicker and kind of like oh, this is like really not that fine of dining, and like don't worry, we got the
you barely touched your Olive Garden.
Yeah. And my mom would always get like, oh, I'm getting shrimp Alfredo. And we'd all be like,
the shrimp.
And
I was thinking
not the
lobster,
Alfredo part, just the shrimp part was fancy.
Yeah, like,
oh,
she's getting an exotic, shrimp.
Meat from the sea? Mom?
Yeah.
Really? You sure Dad's gonna be okay with it?
But she was like the only one that would get it, like, oh, like she was only allowed to get the
move as well. She's always shrimp where you're looking like, you fancy.
Yeah, you,
Well, are we able to afford the
Does Dad know about this?
Yeah.
Did you warn Dad about the shrimp? You're going to get the shrimp? You're really doing it? And then like the all you can eat bread basket and fucking salad, that was, that's the clutch right there. That's still really good though. Even to any other place, like their salads and breadsticks, great.
I had a girl dump me once because I wasn't taking her to I remember taking her to an Olive Garden and a Red Lobster in a row, and I thought that was the high end. This is the pinnacle. And she got annoyed that I wasn't taking her to any of the fancy establishments. But to me, it really was. Like, I was confused. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I guess I'm a trashy guy. I don't know, but
one of the
that's
times
not going to change. No matter how much money I have, like I said, I ain't going to change.
This is like probably like, I don't know, like 10, 12 years ago. I was dating this girl and we were talking about Olive Garden and always kind of joking about it. And so me, Tony, his girlfriend at the time, and like 4 other friends, we all dressed up like suit and tie. They wore like gowns, and we all went to the Olive Garden dressed like to the nines. It was the shit.
I love that.
Yeah, it was really cool. And we were just like, we had such a blast too. It was like a really fun time. It's like
we got to do that.
Yeah, like come on,
get a small group and just all dress up to somewhere like that.
Go to Olive Garden.
Eric, you got a birthday coming up, buddy. You want to do that for your 41st?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just probably gonna work.
When is it?
21st of July.
Let's do it.
All right, man.
We want to go to Olive Garden or somewhere else? And we got
Mark,
to dress
do you want
up.
to come to Olive Garden for Eric's birthday? That's a big thumbs up.
We got a thumbs up, people.
Hell yeah.
We'll get some B-roll. Splice it in.
I don't know what day it lands on.
I think it's from Olive Garden.
I think it's a
We're live from the never-ending breadsticks.
Sponsored by Breadsticks.
We're taking Eric out for a tour of Italy.
Ooh. I think it falls on a Friday.
I heard Italy is beautiful on a Friday in July.
The shittiest Olive Garden we went to was we went for your ex-father-in-law's birthday once, and it's inside of a mall, and they're like, "Oh, would you like the terrace?" And I'm like, "What terrace?" Like the gated off place that's in the walkway of the outside of the it was inside the mall, but they just had like a gate like that was like outside of the actual restaurant, so you're like just sitting by
very high roof,
and people are walking by with their strollers and shit, going to like the Hot Topic that's right across the thing, and you're like, oh, this is the terrace. Like, oh, of course, it would be at the Olive Garden in the mall.
Yeah,
like only the finest. What's the view like out there?
Yeah. How's the weather out there in the mall hallway?
Yeah.
Is it okay?
And then it smelled like barf too. Cause like
it always does though.
Cause if you have cheese like that, like Parmesan cheese, like sometimes like from a distance, it has like the same kind of like notes or whatever as like vomit. Yeah. It's like, you're like,
it's funny because that has that same note. And then so does like chili has the same scent as body odor. You know what I mean? We're just,
I always get confused. I never know if someone smells or it's good food.
At the Wendy's off Sunset years ago. And like I was hungover, I walked inside and waiting in line, and like they sell chili there, so I was about to get chili and some other shit. I'm like, that fucking chili smells great, dude. I'm like just taking in a deep breath, and I'm like, that guy probably got chili, and he moves out of the way, and there's no chili on his plate. So the burger, I'm like, I was just like salivating the smell of a homeless man.
You're right. It's the exact smell.
Delicious.
You're right. It is.
It's so weird, right?
It's the exact smell as a lovely chili. A stinky, gross fucker is the exact smell as a perfect, beautiful chili.
Right?
A stinky, gross.
Put a little sour cream on you, my friend. You'd be delicious.
Cheese and sour cream.
We are out of time here. We got to wrap this bad boy up.
All right. So we did it. We got number 10 in the bag, people.
It's done.
2 handfuls of shows.
So, Charlie, where can people find you? What do you got going on?
You can find me at Charlie Clark on Instagram. You can also find me on our page, The Eric and Tony Show. That's it's on YouTube as well, right? YouTube, Instagram, obviously, TikTok, Spotify. Or go onto the website, adventuredumb.com, and check out The Eric and Tony Show there. That's where you'll see me the most, to be honest. Check that out. And
go to the Eric and Tony Show link on adventuredumb.com. You'll see it. It'll say Eric and Tony Show apparel and stuff, so you can buy whatever you want over
And let me just do a quick Shout out to Pettycast Studios as well, Mark. Thank you. He always hooks us up nicely.
Yeah. Tony Klein.
Oh, you took all the wind out of my sails. You can find me at all the same places you can find Charlie, and at Tony Klein Comedian on Instagram, and my website, TonyKleinComedian.com, if you want to see some outdated content. I will be in Pasadena on Saturday and tonight on the West Side Comedy Theater, which doesn't matter.
But he will be there in 2 weeks, and this podcast will be up by then.
Which is true. And Eric Rustler, where can the people find you?
You can find me at all the same spots. You can find Tony and Charlie. Make sure you check out the Spotify Eric and Tony show, streaming on all streaming platforms. So I think we're on like iTunes and all that shit too. Make sure to like and subscribe if you're watching us on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. We got a TikTok page. I also have a personal page for all those accounts as well, Eric Rustler, or under Adventure Dumb. Make sure to go to the adventuredumb.com website where you can buy a George Carlin shirt. You can also buy the Eric and Tony Show official t-shirt and apparel. We have beer mugs, we have coffee mugs, we have sweatshirts, unisex shirts, and shirts for men. So they're all reasonably priced. They're nice and soft like this shirt. So make sure to check that out, and you can support this podcast, support Pettycast Studios.
Eric quit his job.
He's doing
support
he's got
everybody that you see here talking all this stupid shit every week.
Spotify.
By doing that, yeah, just it's click away, and really appreciate that if you do that.
And then do one more.
What's that?
In a few weeks' time, Petty Cash Arcade will be opening.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah.
True.
Give that a little shout. So in a maybe a few weeks.
Yeah, we are about less than 2 weeks away.
Okay, well, there you go. There's going to be, I'm sure, a YouTube channel for it, and you're going to get the best stand-up shows coming from there. It's a place we're literally, or they're building, I should say, right next to where we're filming this right now. It's a cool speakeasy. It's got cameras set up everywhere. It's going to be legit.
Possibly music?
Possibly music.
Might have Eric dust off the vocal cords.
We'll promote that when it opens.
Come out of retirement and maybe do some stuff. But
serenade people some sad songs.
Yeah, Mark and Tony have really been putting in a lot of work in it, and it looks amazing. And I think it'll be a really cool spot. And seats are limited, so once it does open up, it's going to be, I feel like, a hard place to get into. So the sooner you kind of get with the cool kids and figure out when that's happening, the better your chances of seeing like some really great performers perform. I think everybody's going to be coming through there. So it'll be a really great opportunity to see some great stand-up, great artists, up close and personal, and real intimate room as well. So
hell yeah.
Yeah.
Make sure to check it out. Thanks again for stopping by. Like and subscribe.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank you.